Hey, what's going on, y'all boys? It's LIV Media, call lightning in the bottle. Hey, it's your boy Cheese, your boy Rick. Hey, man, how you feeling today, Bobby?
Hey man, I'm good, man. I'm good, man. It's been an early day. Off kind of early, so I'm ready to get to this grind, man. What's going on?
All right, man. Hey, we got some WNBA action. I know we kind of late to the party, but number one overall pick, Indiana Fever, Caitlin Clark, 21 points in her debut. Had a nice little crossover, highlight move. Had somebody touching the earth, splash for the three.
How much? I say this to y'all out there. For y'all that don't know, I've always watched women's college basketball, but this last year been really entertaining. So I haven't really been on the WNBA much, and so I know I need to do better. So I expect to do a lot better this year, because the college women's game has got me into interested in the league. So as far as the Caitlin Clark, like me, like everybody else, I saw the highlights. I didn't really get to see the game, but how much minutes did she play? That's because that was a preseason game, wasn't it?
Yeah. She had played. I'm upset because I think it doesn't say. Well, I can't find that, but I know she had 15 in the first half and then 6 in the second half.
I remember the 15 in the first half. I remember seeing that. That game was played on a couple of days ago, I think.
Well, 4 days ago, yeah. So
I got it. So she played 28 minutes, which is not that long. She went 6 for 15 from the field, 5 for 13 from three, which I don't know about you, but that's what I expected.
Yeah, especially from a shooter. Shooters gonna shoot. They're gonna shoot.
So, well, not just that, but because she's a guard too. Shooters sometimes they have to translate, because shooting in college is a little different than shooting in the league. Because a lot of times in the league it's more plays being run for you, right? So you coming off of a screen and then shooting, which is a little different. But because she's the one handling the ball.
Right.
Bless you. But because she's the one handling the ball, she chooses when she get to shoot. Because she's handling the ball.
Because in Iowa, she was coming off of the ball was predominantly in her hands, but there were a lot of times where she was coming off ball off of pin downs and then coming up and then receiving and just firing off just being a standstill knockdown shooter.
Yeah.
But then of course with all the magic happens when she does have the ball in her hands and she can, do the dribble moves and create the space and then put up a three like Curry. But I mean, in this game, from what I saw, it seemed like the ball was more in her hand. I didn't really see a lot of pin downs like how she was doing back in college. But I'm pretty sure because this is the preseason, so they're trying to figure out what works and what doesn't work. That's why in this period to be a WNBA player is so critical, because there's only 12 maximum roster spots. A minimum of 11, but a maximum of 12. And during the preseason, you can have 18 players, but then you got to cut that down. You got to cut 6.
Right.
So you can still be a top 10 pick and get cut.
Right.
So and it's because it's only 12 teams. So then you had the situation with Destiny Henderson, game called great. She was a 10th overall pick and went to LA preseason. Got cut. Went to another team, got cut. It's not. I mean, based
that's
on
rough though. That being a top that's rough. But then it's because it's only 12 teams, it's
right.
It's a limited amount of.
Because on the NBA team, you can have 15, 16, and then 2 or 3 reserves.
Yeah, and then you got G League, and then so players always move down and come up, and when injuries happen, because the season's so much longer, right? When injuries happen, you can get bumped up to the active roster.
And then that's why a lot of players go overseas. It's because of the pay, but only 12 girls to a team is only 12 teams. So that's 144 players max, versus the NBA who could have 408. At any time.
Well, but you know what? I'm glad we're talking about this, because this is something that I've been wanting to say too. I know it's a lot of people out there that's they talk when they bring up the pay of the WNBA, right? When
Yeah.
you really think about it, the WNBA is so young. It's a young league. It didn't get started yet, right? You can't expect the players to be making you
Because
can't expect to
it
make a certain amount
started,
when the sport it started in
because
like 96 or 94, 96.
90, yeah, something like that.
So
Yeah, so
think
like
about that.
I'm
96
older.
is
We older than the WNBA.
right. So now you telling the world.
So like,
We probably but yeah, but like with that being said, because it's so young, I expect it's so much more growth that's coming from it. Like
yeah,
as a lot of more popular players get inside the league is gonna grow. Once the league grows, it's gonna be more teams because you're gonna have more teams because it's gonna be too much talent to spread between 12 teams. It feel like playing fantasy football with like 8 people. Like your whole
yeah,
roster is stacked because it's too much talent and not enough
yeah,
teams. So the expansion is coming. You know what I'm saying? But it's right on time because if you think about when the NBA was only 30 years old, it was probably like 10 teams
10
at the time.
teams, like 10,
Yeah.
11, 12
So
teams. Because it was like so many different leagues. It was the ABA, then
right,
the NW, then it was the NBDL, and then it was the NBA, and then they had combined the NBA and the ABA. So that's
right,
how they got the 20 plus teams, and then you had like some expansion teams coming like later on.
right.
But then, like how you said, like the WNBA is going to expand.
It's
They
going to
were talking about
expand. Yeah.
adding 6 teams by 2030.
That's
Either
nuts.
by, either by 2030 or 2030, they're going to start adding teams. So it'll go up from 4. So it'll go from 12 to 16. So
Well,
then,
you know how like you know when leagues add teams, that process starts way before the team even gets added. So
yeah,
like you're gonna know who's purchasing the team. They're gonna work on building the arena. They're gonna do all that stuff before the team even hit the floor. And then what I also think is gonna happen is once they start expanding teams, they're gonna add more games. Only because the reality is people are greedy. The people at the top they
yeah,
don't want to pay you more money without making you play more, right?
right.
Just like when you look at the NFL, right? Like the players is like, oh, we get
Adding
more
games,
money.
yeah,
No, they just added a game, which
yeah,
makes up for the money that y'all are getting on top of what y'all were getting.
exactly,
Like
exactly.
they wasn't gonna just give y'all the money and not add the game. So I think when that league expands, they're probably gonna add games too to it.
Because we all know that. I'm trying to look up how many games there are in a WNBA season.
I think it was like 36 or something like that.
Oh, that's all. That's basically a college. That's basically a college. That's still basically like, oh, I'm in college, and I'm playing like a
No.
college schedule.
Oh well, yeah, somewhere around that, yeah.
So even if they add these 4 teams, so you could probably potentially add.
Yeah. So I'm looking up right now. So what they said is, it's 30, and so in 2022 it was 36 games, 18 home, 18 road games. They say now as of 2024 in this regular season is going to be 40 games.
So 20 and 20.
Yeah.
And then if they add the 4 teams, it might be 60 games, and it'll be 30 and 30. Maybe, just like projecting.
I don't know if they're going to add the games more because the NBA did that because of like divisional games, conferences.
Yeah.
Like once they add teams, they're gonna have to figure out that whole conference thing too. Like
because right now it's just East and West because it's
right.
just 6 and 6. But then like you throwing 4 more to get to 16, then there'll be 8 and 8. Maybe like, all right, can we like do 4 conference, 4 divisions, 2 conferences.
Right, and then you play the teams in your division 4 times in a season. That's already so. If it was 4 team, that's 4 and 4 already. So that's what 20.
And then you probably
that's 16.
So yeah, you play them teams.
So that's 16 games by itself in just your division.
It won't be 16. It'll be 12.
Oh yeah, you're right. Cause you saying because
that one team might play each team 4 times, and I'd be 12. Then they'll probably play 2 or 3 games from the other conference, from the other divisions, and then I mean at least 3, and then somehow they'll figure it out. They'll be like, okay, it went from 36 games to 40 to like 56 or 60 or however it's gonna work. But that's where the league's trending to. So like you get more flashy plays, you get more more high name, more high profile players. So like you got more explosive players these days. Matter of fact, now that we're talking about that, there was a play I saw. It was AAU. Was it AAU? It was AAU. It was a girl. It was girls. It was a girls' high school. So the girl set a screen on the left wing. So when she set the screen, the girl, she didn't take the screen. She avoided the screen, went the other way. The girl came off, and when it was like separating out, old girl was like on a deep corner. She threw an alley, and the girl that rolled to the basket 1-2, and she caught it, and like she was at the rim The ball was like, it was right there, but then it was like a rim grazer, and I was like, the girl she caught an alley.
Hey, I do want to say this. Hey, y'all, because I know how people are gonna be. I can't add. It just been a long day. my mathematics are a little off, but it's a girl in Canada. You seen the girl in Canada who like who be like she be dunking like off the dribble?
No.
It's a girl in Canada. I'm gonna send it to it. Hey, y'all let us know in the comments if y'all know that girl name. I just be seeing clips of her. But she come like I'm talking about like split the defense, come here. Boom. Like she
Hey, come on now. Hey.
Yeah, hey. So that's coming in. And the thing is she not super tall. Like you know how Brittany Griner was super tall. I think she like 6'1" or something.
Yeah.
Or 6'2".
I mean,
so she not extra tall.
Matter of fact, y'all, okay. So this is a testament how much I be watching girls basketball. So back when Malaysia Fawali was a junior in high school, she went to Keenan High School in Columbia. So they came down to James Island to play First Baptist. So it was me and my homeboy. We went because we was like, oh, we're the girls number 8. Like she number 1 play in the country, yada yada yada. We was, hey, we gotta go see. So I'm looking at her highlights like, this girl can hoop, handles going crazy, layup package crazy. We go to the game. It was a fast break. So she catches the ball on the fast break. She split 2 defenders, and she's kind of like everything you see her do in college, she literally did in that one game. Like all them highlights, y'all. We see her at South Carolina. She literally did basically all the highlights in one high school basketball game. But when it was just that one play, over caught a rebound, threw it out. She was at the half court line. It was like they was running a drill in practice. She threw it out. She caught it. She run it down. She probably took like maybe 3 dribbles, probably 4 dribbles. 1, 2. She split the defender on the second one, third one coming up. So the girl was like on her hip. She went. When I say this the rim. This was her hand. Like her hand with the ball was above the rim. But I don't think she had realized where she was at. And then she filleted it into a layup. And all you see is me, I stand up. Girl, you could have dunked that. Why you ain't dunked that? And she, why you had to
be the guy that had stand up?
And she looked at me and be like, and I just be like, you could have done. And I think her mom was something at the game. Like when I say they had traveled, they traveled. So like everybody looking at me like, oh, like she did that before, like she did that like back in Keaton. I was just like, why she did them now?
Right.
But she definitely gave us a shot. I think she had like 37. But as like the game is evolving, girls are getting more bouncier, they're getting more athletic, they're getting more faster.
Yeah, because you know, like it's just like any sport, right? Like as the sport grows, training grows, you know, like stuff you do in high school to become a better athlete, that stuff happens. So like, even like no matter what the sport is, like the athletes are getting better and better because they're building on a foundation that already exists. So the handles getting better. You got shooting is getting better. Back like it wasn't a lot of star players in the women's game, since I've been watching college basketball, that were like great shooters. Now, like shooting is getting better, right? You got spot up shooters. You got people who gonna have a WNBA career off shooting, which back then that wasn't a thing. You know, like all the best players.
It was like fundamentals. It was all like the big girls, 6'4", 6'6", 6'7". We getting the ball down low. Or
forwards, playing forwards, and then and then you would have like the real good finishers like the Candace Parkers and stuff, like people who can finish.
But I mean,
the contact, and those were the stars.
And like Diana Taurasi, like she really like to be like a shooter. Like she's your shooter's favorite shooter. So it's like you start with Diana. Well, you don't start with her, but like Cheryl Swoops.
Cheryl Swoops,
Miller. What's her last name?
Cheryl Miller. Cheryl Miller.
So Cheryl Miller. Then you got Dawn Staley. So you got you had guards that were like high level, but then like how I said, like a lot of the offenses had flowed through your tall girls. Your 6'4", your 6'6", your 6'7". You got your Lisa Leslie, your Candace Parker. You got Nadia and these days. You got Brittany Griner. You got the Mbumbuke sisters. You got I'm breaking out some other girls' names.
And now the package is just getting deep. Like I can't remember the girl from NC State name, but she had a deep package, and now you got like the Juju. So now like because I feel like this too. What nobody talks about is that the men's college basketball is kind of led into the NBA growing too, because I know, of course, like Michael Jordan came, but before that, the rivalry that Larry and Magic had in college was already making the college game big. And I think he's seen it with women's, where the college game, like the Angelreese versus Caitlin Clark thing, like it's making the college game big first. And now people start tuning into the college game, and now you want to follow these people's careers into the WNBA. So I mean, like man, it's a lot to look forward to, man. It's only up from here. So I'll be tuning in definitely, man, to check it all out.
And then on the last note, interesting fun facts. So I guess the WNBA League Pass, they're showing all of like the Indiana Fever games for free. And they were upset, and a lot of fans were upset because you couldn't see the Chicago Sky play. Because you got Camilla and Angelreese on the same team. Like, why they not playing? Why we can't see them? So it was a girl. She lives in Chicago, and the game was on TV, like locally. So she streamed it on TikTok, got over 1 million views. Dawn Stanley was watching, commenting, watching the game off of TikTok. So you got 1 million plus people over here on TikTok watching the game versus the 7,000 people that actually watched it on the League Pass. So I'm just like, why not?
That's a weird thing, though, bro. That's like that's one of them things where now the fact that you say the game is free, that's a different thing. But a lot of people don't pay for League Pass, so it's like if you catch something that's on a free site, I'm like, you're more liable to, like, we can be real with ourselves. More people probably try to watch a boxing match on Facebook on the person that's got on Facebook rather than paying for the match. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just what people do, man. So, but that's interesting though. We will see what the league come and do about it, because it's all about ratings. So
then they came out and said later, it was a glitch. And I'm just like, okay, whatever.
Fair enough.
It was a glitch. But all right, y'all, we're gonna wrap up this WNBA episode. We'll get back to you with more content as the season develops, as preseason comes to a close, which players get cut, which players stay, what the lineups look like everything, man. So we're gonna be fully invested. We'll get you all the information as we get it, discuss it, chop it up with you guys. But get us in the comments, like particular players, particular teams, things we don't notice. Y'all get us in the comments, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. This has been LIB Media, man. Lightning in the bottle, man. And we out. We'll catch y'all later.
See y'all.